Today is December 29th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 11, A Vision for You. We'll be reading page 162. Out of the 12 and 12 are on Tradition 12. We'll read the first half of page 186. And we'll read the 24 hours a day in daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. We've been given a brand new set of 24 hours yet again. And it is so hard to believe that we're winding things down with both books again. It just blows my mind how fast the time flies and how beneficial it has been for me personally just to do this. But hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's just one day at a time, right? So let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Alright, my friends, so if you recall from yesterday's reading, we've been doing a recap of the whole origin of AA, starting with Bill W. and scary moment where he almost chooses to partake in the scenes of the hotel bar, but decides to call a local clergyman and find out who he can help. That evolves into meeting Dr. Bob. That evolves into Bill Dodson and some others, and then the thing starts to grow. They give a lot of credit to Dr. Silkworth in the last reading, and we are going to finish the rest of page 162. Every few days, this doctor suggests our approach to one of his patients. Understanding our work, he can do this with an eye to selecting those who are willing and able to recover on a spiritual basis. Many of us, former patients, go there to help. Then, in this eastern city, there are informal meetings such as we have described to you, where you may now see scores of members. There are the same fast friendships. There is the same helpfulness to one another as you find among our Western friends. There's a good bit of travel between East and West, and we foresee a great increase in this helpful interchange. Someday we hope that every alcoholic who journeys will find a fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous at its destination. To some extent, this is already true. Some of us are salesmen and go about. Little clusters of 2s and 3s and 5s of us have sprung up in other communities through contact with our 2 larger centers. Those of us who travel drop in as often as we can. This practice enables us to lend a hand, at the same time avoiding certain alluring distractions of the road, about which any traveling man can inform you. Thus we grow, and so can you, though you be but one man with this book in your hand. We believe and hope that it contains all you will need to begin. Out of the 12 and 12 are on Tradition 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. First half of page 186. But it became apparent that the word-of-mouth method was too limited. Our work as such needed to be publicized. The AA groups would have to reach quickly as many despairing alcoholics as they could. Consequently, many groups began to hold meetings which were open to interested friends and the public, so that the average citizen could see for himself just what AA was all about. The response to these meetings was warmly sympathetic. Soon, groups began to receive requests for AA speakers to appear before civic organizations, church groups, and medical societies. Provided anonymity was maintained on these platforms, and reporters present were cautioned against the use of names or pictures, the result was fine. "24 hours a day, December 29th. AA thought for the day. Participating in the privileges of the moment, I shall share in the responsibilities, taking it upon myself to carry my fair share of the load, not grudgingly, but joyfully. I am deeply grateful for the privileges I enjoy because of my membership in this great movement. AA puts an obligation upon me, which I will not shirk. I will gladly carry my fair share of the burdens, because of the joy of doing them, They will no longer be burdens, but opportunities. Will I accept every opportunity gladly? Meditation for the day. Work and prayer are the two forces that are gradually making a better world. We must work for the betterment of ourselves and other people. Faith without works is dead. But all work with people should be based on prayer. If we say a little prayer before we speak or try to help, it will make us more effective. Prayer is the force behind the work. Prayer is based on faith that God is working with us and through us. We can believe that nothing is impossible in human relationships if we depend on the help of God. Prayer for the day. I pray that my life may be balanced between prayer and work. I pray that I may not work without prayer or pray without work. Daily Reflection, December 29th. The Joy of Living. Therefore, the joy of good living is the theme of AA's 12th Step. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 125. AA is a joyful program. Even so, I occasionally balk at taking the necessary steps to move ahead, and find myself resisting the very actions that could bring about joy that I want. I would not resist if those actions did not touch some vulnerable area of my life, an area that needs hope and fulfillment. Repeated exposure to joyfulness has a way of softening the hard, outer edges of my ego. Therein lies the power of joyfulness to help all members of AA. Alright, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And man, some powerful readings all across the board. It's hard to pick one. First of all, it's amazing to see how much AA has grown. And now, you can pick up your phone, you can join a Zoom group at any time. It's incredible. So when I'm getting a little edgy, and I'm talking to myself, I need to do this more. I just need to flip out my phone and maybe listen, or maybe even speak in one of these meetings. And of course, I love the in-person the most, but at least we have the option to do Zoom meetings. That's incredible. It's amazing to see that no matter where we go, there's support if we're willing to look for it. Or moving on over to the 24 hours a day, praying before I interact with people. I could definitely work on that some more too. A lot of times I'm taking the wheel and I'm slamming on the accelerator without even thinking about praying, and that's not always a good idea for me. Usually doesn't work out well. But when I stop and I pray before I talk to people, and I'm in a profession where I'm around people all day long, one thing I do right is right before I get out of the car, I say one quick prayer. And it goes like this: God, please help me help one. And a lot of times I want to be Superman. I want to help a lot of people because I'm around a lot of people every day. But it's still a success if I was able to help one person today. It's all in how I look at things. And then finally, joy. Sobriety, I don't know if I'd be sober today if sobriety wasn't worth it. I really don't know. I'd like to think that I would stop, but the joy of sobriety, I didn't know who I was until I became sober. I'm starting to finally figure out who I am. These steps have kind of helped me with that. And I can laugh at myself now. I can laugh at some of the things that I did, thinking, when I was taking life so seriously before. And I felt so bad for myself. And I put that in quotes now because I wasn't a victim. I was just using that as an excuse. Bottom line is, there's a lot of fun and a lot of joy in sobriety. Trying new things without having the need and to be under the bondage of alcohol. I just now started playing music again, playing the guitar again. I started skateboarding for the first time, something I always wanted to try. I'm writing a lot more these days. I do other things, new hobbies. I'm more present with my kids, more present with my wife. Sobriety is so worth it. And it trickles into every area of my life if I let it. It's wonderful, and I praise my higher power for that. But anyways, I have rambled on way over. So I just got to get these out, I guess, before the show's done. But I hope you all have a great day. And please know, as always, I do not speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect, denomination, or organization. I am just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery. Clearly, I'm not a professional narrator. I just love reading these books, and I'm so grateful you're here with me. If we're getting another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.